If a man uses these 10 phrases in a conversation, he lacks wisdom and maturity. Ever wondered if certain things people say can reveal a lot about them? Well, they can. Today, we're focusing on 10 phrases that might just be a big telltale sign of a man's lack of wisdom and maturity. But hold on, don't rush to conclusions. Saying one of these phrases once or twice doesn't label anyone as immature. However, if these words are a regular part of someone's conversations, it's a hint they might need to do some growing up. Now let's get this straight. Words play a huge role in our lives. They reflect our thoughts and shape our worldviews. So, it's worth paying attention to what we say and what people around us are saying. Ready for the ride? Let's dive into these 10 phrases that could suggest a man lacks wisdom and maturity. 1. I know everything. When a man uses this phrase, it's a major red flag. Wisdom comes from recognizing that there is always more to learn. The world is vast and full of knowledge, and no one person can know everything. This phrase suggests not just a lack of wisdom, but also a lack of humility, both of which are key markers of maturity. So, if you hear a man uttering the words, "I know everything," you might want to take it as a sign that he could use a little more wisdom and maturity in his life. 2. It's not my fault. This phrase is another telltale sign of a lack of maturity and wisdom. Mature and wise individuals understand that they are not perfect and are willing to take responsibility for their actions. If a man frequently uses this phrase, it could suggest that he is not willing to accept his mistakes. Instead, he might be prone to blaming others or circumstances for his own shortcomings. Remember, wisdom comes from learning from our mistakes, and maturity is about taking responsibility for our actions. 3. I don't need anyone's help. Independence is one thing, but stubborn self-reliance is another. A man who often says, "I don't need anyone's help," might be showing a lack of maturity and wisdom. It's important to recognize when we need help and not see it as a weakness, but as an opportunity to grow. I remember a time when I was trying to assemble a piece of furniture. Despite my best efforts, the pieces just wouldn't fit together. Instead of asking for help, I kept insisting, "I can do it myself." The result? A lopsided bookshelf that collapsed within a week. It was a humble reminder that asking for help when needed is not a sign of weakness, but wisdom. 4. That's just the way I am. This phrase is often used as an excuse for not changing or growing. It can be a sign of a lack of maturity and wisdom because it suggests that the person believes they cannot or do not need to improve. Here's an interesting fact. Neuroscientists have found that our brains are more adaptable than we think. This concept, known as neuroplasticity, proves that we can indeed change our habits and behaviors over time. So when a man says, "That's just the way I am," he's ignoring the fact that personal growth and change are always possible. 5. Success is all about money. If a man frequently uses this phrase, it might indicate a lack of maturity and wisdom. Success is a deeply personal concept that goes beyond the accumulation of wealth. It involves happiness, fulfillment, and the positive impact we have on others' lives. It's truly heartbreaking to see people equate success solely with money. There are countless stories of individuals who have achieved great wealth but remain unhappy. At the end of the day, wisdom teaches us that success is about much more than material possessions. It's about leading a life that's rich in love, happiness, and meaningful connections. 6. I don't have time for this. This phrase might be an indicator of a lack of maturity and wisdom. Often, it's not about having the time, it's about making the time for what matters. I remember when I used to tell my friends, "I'm too busy to hang out." The truth was, I wasn't prioritizing my time effectively. I was focusing on work and ignoring the importance of maintaining relationships. It took a friend pointing out my constant excuse for me to realize that I was pushing people away with my "I don't have time" mantra. From then on, I decided to reassess my priorities and make time for what truly matters: relationships and experiences that enrich life. It's a lesson in both wisdom and maturity. 7. But what will people say? If a man often worries about other people's opinions to the point of changing his actions, it might suggest a lack of maturity and wisdom. The truth is, you can't please everyone, and trying to do so can lead to a life that doesn't feel authentically yours. It's a tough pill to swallow, but here's the raw, honest truth. People will judge you no matter what you do. The key is not to let the fear of judgment dictate your actions. Wisdom and maturity come from living authentically and staying true to your values, regardless of what others might think or say. It's your life, not theirs. Live it your way. 8. I'm not lucky. When a man often uses this phrase, it may show a lack of wisdom and maturity. It suggests that he believes success is mostly about luck, instead of hard work and perseverance. Here's an interesting fact. According to psychologist Richard Wiseman, luck isn't just a matter of chance. His research found that people who consider themselves lucky are often more open to new experiences, more optimistic, and more likely to see opportunities even in difficult situations. So, when a man says, "I'm not lucky," he might be overlooking the importance of attitude and perspective in shaping his own fortunes. 9. I'll start tomorrow. This phrase is a classic sign of procrastination, which can suggest a lack of maturity and wisdom. Putting off important tasks only leads to stress and missed opportunities. I've been there myself. I remember when I wanted to start exercising regularly, but each day I'd say, "I'll start tomorrow." Before I knew it, weeks had passed and I hadn't done a single workout. It was a wake-up call. It made me realize that there's no better time to start than now. Procrastination only holds us back from reaching our goals and growing as individuals. Thus, wisdom and maturity lie in taking immediate action instead of delaying it. 10. It's too late now. When a man often uses this phrase, it can show a lack of wisdom and maturity. It suggests he believes in missed opportunities and closed doors, focusing more on the past rather than looking forward to the future. Here's some raw honesty for you. It's never too late. It's never too late to start something new, to change your path, or to make amends. Believing it's too late is just an excuse to avoid taking action or facing fear. Life is full of opportunities, and every moment is a chance to make a change. So next time you hear a man say, "It's too late now," remember that it's just a sign he might need a little more growth and wisdom.